to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
What's up, guys? Rainer here, back again. Welcome to Darkest Dungeon. This is one of my favorite games from last year, and since it's still in early access, this year too. It is a side-scrolling adventure dungeon crawly kind of game that takes its influences from, I believe it takes it from Dark Souls and XCOM. It kind of has the strategy elements of XCOM with some of the, I would say, like, flavor of Dark Souls, because I mean the game and the difficulty from those two games as well. The game gets very brutal very quickly, but for this playthrough we're going to do something interesting, and I'm going to have you name the characters that will appear in my dungeon crawling group. You can name them after yourself, you can name them after people that you are fans of, fictional characters, various things of that nature. Let's do this.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
All right, let's dive in to the tutorial level of Darkest Dungeon. Now, I say tutorial because it teaches you how to play. It also can teach you very quickly how to lose. This is my third attempt to go through this tutorial without losing my two characters. And it was random RNG bullshit that killed them the first time. So, here we have Rainer, or I guess Reynold. Let's just fix that. There you are. Simple as that. Rename it. We have his skills here that he'll use in combat. He also has other skills he can use or learn. You can only have 4 equipped. He also has skills in camp. Those aren't applicable right now. As your characters delve in through the darkest dungeons, they will obtain these quirks. We have the light perks, which are good, and the red perks, which are bad. These offer positive buffs, as you might know, because 10% damage. And this one here, he can only pray for stress relief. Stress relief, we'll get to that when we get to it. We also have his equipment down here, and his backup items that he can have equipped later. So, let us proceed through the darkest dungeon. Other things to know. Down here we have our attack bar. These are the skills he has. And then up here we have our torch, which is the various light. Currently it is at 100. Radiant light. We get bonus to scouting, bonus to monster surprised, things of that nature. Down here is the map. This is a very small dungeon because it has only the 2 rooms. We're in this one. We're going to this one.
Brigands have run
path.
up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
The game is on a 2D plane, as you can see. You move side to side, not front to back. There are things you can interact with in the background, but we'll get to that after this fight.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
We surprised him, so we get a free turn before he gets to go. So let's hit him hard. His surprise is up,
Press this
and we
advantage.
finished him off.
Give them no quarter.
Excellent. All right. So let's proceed. That was just a basic combat round. Here we have a tent. This is a background item. It's going to tell us about it here. So we press up, and we can loot the tent. This is optional. And then ignore it. Now, these are
nothing
very
unchecked.
hit and miss.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
You can do things with the things in the background. You can just interact with them. They can help you. They can hurt you. It's very RNG. You'll get to know that as we play further. Let's proceed into the room. Spoilers, there's guys.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So we're going to focus up on this guy in the front. Just because I want to get him down as fast as possible. We got a bleed. Excellent. Bleed will do damage over time. Whenever it's his turn, he'll take 2 ticks of damage. And we're also going to try to stun him. Nope, he resisted that. The things that we have to worry about is if they knock our guys out of formation. I should probably talk about the abilities I'm using here. Raynor's first ability is Smite. Ha! I know, right? It's just his basic attack. He hits. Next is Zealous Accusation. He can use it from, like, here on these little pop-up that shows up. On Zealous Accusation, you see the 2 dots on the left. Those are where he can use it from. And then the 2 dots on the right are what he's going to hit. So he's going to hit the first 2 spots on the enemy team. This one here, he can hit 1 or 2. This one, 1 or 2. And this one, he can block. So we're just going to use Smite for now and keep hitting this Brigand. Now Dismas, on the other hand, he likes to be in the second spot because his Open Vein can hit 1 or 2 spot. His Pistol Shot can be shot from 2, 3, and 4 and can hit 2, 3, and 4. And then his Grape Shot Blast gets shot from 2 or 3 and can hit 1, 2, and 3. So it's a very good ability to have. I'm going to keep using Open Vein and hopefully get this Bloodletter down as quickly as possible. Because if we can, when we kill him, this guy will move forward. And he'll lose a lot of his abilities that he has from the back line.
A victory.
There we go.
Perhaps the turning point.
So we're just going to let it rain down on this guy.
As the fiend
There we go.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Ooh, we scored a nice debuff charm. Excellent. So with that, we finished our quest, so I can click that and go back to town. Or I can show you what this chest will do, because it's going to be great. So we're going to open this chest. It's trapped. They don't always say trapped. So this is just kind of a thing that's going to tell you, sometimes when you touch stuff in the background, bad things happen. I resisted that blight, but the blight basically would be another bleed, so my guy would take additional damage as we proceeded through the dungeon. So, now that I'm done, I've got my gold, my deeds, and my debuff, we're going to head back to town. I got 5,000 gold for completing the quest. The gold that I acquired on the quest for 775, and various loot items will appear here too. Anything that can be sold for cash, and then the heirlooms are what you use to upgrade your hub town. So let's go to the hub town. Also, Raynor here got a quirk. Dismas did not, but they both leveled up to level 1, which is good. Oh, so I like deviant taste, so I'm not allowed to visit the brothel, which is good because he already goes to just the Abbey anyway, and he's got a natural swing, so he gets +5 accuracy. Excellent. So let's head to the home base
Welcome
here.
home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright, so this is our, basically it's our update screen of what happens. Over here is what happened on the previous week. Raynor and Dismas successfully made it through the hamlet, and they leveled up, and the ruins has been unlocked in week 1. This will also tell you what happens back at camp when you have more guys to worry about. These are our goals that we have to complete. Defeat the Necromancer, Swine Prince, all of this we have to kill. And then roster goals get people to level 6. So these are all of the guys that are in the game to use, all the classes. They're constantly updating this game, so there may be more, there may be less as we proceed. This is our ragged hometown, the Raynor Estate. Up there on the mountain in the back, you can see the mansion that is our goal. So let me just take you through a walk through town. Over here we have the stagecoach, where we will recruit our new companions to take with us into the darkest dungeons. Here we have the tavern, where we will use to relieve the stress that we accumulate throughout those dungeons. Sanitarium, you can use that to remove the negative perks that you don't want your character to have. Up here we have the Abbey, which is more stress relief for your characters. The Guild, which is where your characters will upgrade the skills that they currently have and learn new ones. The Blacksmith, where they'll upgrade their weapons. The Nomad, where you can buy new gear, like what we have here in the debuff charm. And then the Well, which I don't know what the Well does yet. And then the Graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
This is where you'll see everyone that has died thus far. And currently it's no one. That is going to change. Now, let's head down here to the stagecoach and get some more heroes.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So, we need to have a party of 4, so we're going to grab Lycia.
What
I don't
better
know.
laboratory than
Lyciu.
the blood-soaked battlefield?
And then Burners, who is a Vestial. So we have a Plague Doctor and a Vestial.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
So, the Plague Doctor is a poison master who fights from the back of the line, and then the Vestial is a healer who fights from the very back. We're also going to take this opportunity to upgrade the stagecoach
More
so we
arrive,
get more people.
foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
I upgraded it 2 times, which means that the number of people that appear here is going to be at 4. So we're going to get a full party coming to hang out with us. So let's head out on our next little adventure.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So we are going to go to the the ruins up here and deal with this, and we're going to bring our new party with us. Now, I know how this order goes, but you guys probably don't. So, Raynor here likes to be in the 1 or 2 position, and likes to target the 1 or 2 position on the other side. Dismas likes to be in the 2 or 3, and he can attack anybody. He likes the second spot. The second spot is his best position, because he can hit with both Open Vein and Grape Shot Blast. Lycia, that's how I'm going to pronounce that. That's a lot of vowels in that order. She likes to be in the 3rd position because she can throw noxious grenades, which cause blight as well as additional damage. Blight basically is poison. Blinding gas, which has a chance to stun it, both people in the back party. Incision, which does something, I guess. And then emboldening vapors, which increases the damage of my party. Damage dealt, I should say. And then burners, who is our Vestial from the back line. It has Judgment, Dazzling Light, Divine Comfort, which is a party heal, and Illumination. So, let's head into the provisioning screen, where we will equip our boys.
Preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
And let me tell you, the narration on this game is fantastic. Have I told you that yet? I think I have, but I don't know. So we're going to get 8 food. Since we have 4 guys, that's enough for them to eat twice. We're going to grab 5 torches, and that's good enough for this opening venture. I'm also going to grab 2 band-aids. That's good enough. I don't think I need poison resistance. Poison cures. The bleed damage is a lot more common for this one here. That tip right there is important. The undead will not bleed, but they can be blighted. So we're going to fight some undead on this mission. Not right away, but you'll see.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
So, in this dungeon, which has this weird shape to it, our goal is to complete 100% of the room battles. So we have to explore all the rooms to make sure we complete all the battles. So we're going to head to this northmost room first, just to cover all of our bases. Let's have our Vestial examine these books. Excellent. Lasting effect on the hero. She's now thick-blooded. If we want to see what that means. We'll check that in a minute. We have some more bandits to deal with. So, let's see. Let's do a Dazzling Light. No stun. That's unfortunate. Let's throw a Noxious Blast at the guy in front. See if we can blight him. No. He's just not going to let us hurt him. So let's use Dismas here to do a Grape Shot Blast and hit him and the guy behind him. Or not, as it turns out. Oh, but they don't miss. No. Ever. All of my guys are bleeding. Are you serious? Well, Raynor, you don't need the bleed since you've just got 1,000,000 health. So we're going to just have you rain down on this guy. Dismas here, on the other hand, we're going to have you patch up. Stop the bleeding. I'm going to have you Open Vein instead of the other one. Hopefully we can start knocking this front man down. Nope, resisted again. Excellent. That's what I like to see. Throw another Noxious Gas Grenade. There's the blight, finally. Everyone's bleeding again. Fortunately, it's my healer's turn, so I'm going to throw down a heal. Unfortunately, I only got the 1 instead of 2, so we're still going to take more damage than we can deal with. I got a lucky dodge there, but Raynor's up again, so let's have a smite. And we took out the front man.
Perhaps the turning point.
So with his uppercut, he knocked my Plague Doctor out of order, so she is now behind the healer, so that can throw off her moves that she can do. Let's throw Open Vein down again, just because Grape Shot we'd be wasting it on, because there's no third man. But we're going to start targeting the Rifleman in the back, since he has less health. And with Raynor here, we're going to use Zealous Accusation, and hopefully hit both of these guys.
Confidence
Just
surges
like
as the enemy crumbles.
It's now my healer's turn, so I'm going to throw down a heal. We got a good heal that time, hopefully keeping us not in too rough a shape. Dismas' turn again. Open a vein. Didn't get the bleed like I wanted. It's the healer's turn again. Throw down another heal. The bandit's up, and he's going to do just monumental quantity damage. And we're going to have Raynor smite and hopefully finish. No. Great. Fantastic.
As the fiend
There's the
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Let's take all of that good stuff we just found. So now that the round is over, the match, the fight, we can reacquire our order here. You can also do it during the turn, but it wastes the turn. I shouldn't say waste. It uses the turn to reestablish the order. I'm going to use my bandage here to patch up Dismas so he doesn't take any additional bleed, because he's not in great shape. And we're going to proceed towards that room, hopefully not fighting any more monsters along the way. Here's an Iron Maiden. Let's pop that open. Loot. Excellent. Oh, good. We got an anti-venom. That'll help if we get poisoned. Oh, good. The undead. And we're surprised. It just gets better. I don't like Dismas being in the front, but I don't want to put my Vestial on the front line either. So we're going to use Open Vein on the wall. That did good damage. Very, very nice. We're going to use Divine Comfort and hopefully get some more healing in before they just ravage us. Please, Eldritch pull him. Excellently done. That worked fantastically. Okay, so from the very back line, we're going to throw a Noxious Bomb and see if we can kill off this Brawler.
Press this advantage.
Excellent.
Give them no quarter.
That's just one less thing I have to take damage from. The dead weight pushes Raynor back and stunned him, unfortunately, so there's his stun. He's going to take his stun and get a buff for stun resistance. I'm going to have Dismas attack this Acolyte. Hopefully get a bleed. Excellent. She's not undead. She's super evil, though. Unholy is, I believe, what she's known as. So these guys are both undead, so they can only be affected by the blight, not the bleed. So I'm going to use Blinding Gas and see if we can blind the Arbalist. Nope. As it turns out, it can't. So Divine Comfort. Let's keep the party with as much health as we can. Moving forward. Raynor's in such a bad position, he can't use any of his abilities, so we have to move him forward. Let's just keep healing so we can keep our party as healthy as humanly possible. Let's throw another Blinding Gas, and hopefully we can get this stun. There it is. So we don't take any more damage from that Arbalist this turn. Let's see if we can finish this Acolyte. Well done. That knocks the Arbalist out of position for most of his abilities. He might still be able to use Squirrel Shot. But Raynor can now use his Smite ability to hit the Arbalist. So let's see if we can put him down. Here, a couple of quick hits. Let's keep healing with the Vestial, just to keep us alive. Let's throw a Noxious Grenade at the Arbalist. That'll finish. Excellent. Now we just have the one to deal with. Because it's a skeleton and doesn't bleed, we can't have it bleed, so we're just going to wail on it basically with our biggest damage that we can do. One thing to know is that Raynor is very low on health. he only has 1 left. But if he goes down to 0, he'll go into Death's Door. So it basically puts him into the next attack he takes can kill him or it cannot. It's kind of the game's way to RNG its way to not screw you. So let's finish the Axeman.
As victories mount,
Collect our loot.
so too will resistance.
Let's reacquire this order because it's just hopelessly out of whack here. And we're also going to have Raynor eat some of the food that we brought just to bring him back up from the brink of death. We're going to have Dismas attempt to unlock the sarcophagus. Hopefully he can unlock it and not trip the trap. Or just trip the trap and get the blight. So now we're going to use our anti-venom to cure Dismas. Just like that. Alright, so that's this room clear. It's going well, as you can see. So we're going to head back to our original room. Back along the way we came. There shouldn't be enemies, but there could be traps that we missed the first time along the way. Nothing there. Excellent. So, let's head down to this room. Let's have Dismas pop open this display case. Nope. Good thing he resists it. Let's have Dismas try this one. Nope. Blight again. Fantastic. So he's going to take damage. Raynor gets hit by a trap.
Mechanical
Of course he
hazards
does.
possessed
Now he's
by
at death's
evil
door.
intent.
So he can die if he takes damage again. We're going to have Raynor eat some more food just to bring him off of death's door as we keep progressing to this dungeon. This room is empty. Excellent. So that means it's clear and we can get out of here. The torch is getting dim, so you can see that more things are starting to happen. We're getting more crits and more loot, so basically it's kind of like a risk-reward. If we light these torches, it'll reestablish the light. We're going to get more scouting and more surprise, but we're going to lose those other perks. So it's kind of a risk-reward as to if you're going to press on in the darkness or not. So Raynor's going to steal that food, as he should. The food's gold. The traps are just triggering randomly. If you have a character that can see the traps, you can disarm them. Dismas is clearly not my best lockpicker. Made it up to the next room. This room is clear. That is good. We're going to proceed down to this bottom room. This spider web is a trap again, so hopefully it doesn't kill anybody. That's a good perk. Last gasp. When my health is below 50, get a bonus speed, so he's going to attack more often, because his health is well below that. A big pile of cash. That's good. That's a useful perk. Disarming traps. There, somebody spotted it. So we're going to have Dismas take a go. Nailed it. Excellent. You didn't suck this time. That's glorious. Let's scope out this room. Nothing here. Brilliant. Back we go. So, we don't have any more food because Raynor ate it all. And we're going to take damage.
To fall for such a little thing. A bite of bread.
That's not a good sign. So, I'm going to cut my losses here and abandon this quest.
Failure tests the mettle of heart, brain, and body.
So, we didn't get any of the stuff we get for finishing the quest, but we keep our gold and then keep our heirlooms that we acquired. So that it wasn't a total loss, but my characters are not going to be super thrilled about that. So they're probably going to get reds. Anemic, good. Oh, he got a Ruins Tactician, that's good. And unfortunately Enlightened. And then Shocker and Meditator. So let's head back to town.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Alright, so what we're going to do here is, since we're approaching the 30-minute mark of this video. What we're going to do is we're going to set these guys off to stress relief, and we're going to get a new batch of crawlers for the dungeons. So,
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
I'm going to have the Darkest Dungeon videos going up on Tuesdays. So, you've got that amount of time to tell me, what do you want these our fun little adventuring party here to be? So, we're going to have our Plague Doctor go get some drinks. We're going to have the Vestial gamble, as most, women of the cloth and men of the cloth should. Here we are. We're going to have...
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Raynor is going to go to the transept to pray. I don't think Dismas can, because the caretaker is currently hogging up the cloister. So Dismas is just going to have to hang out here. Let's go get our fresh set of recruits. We're not going to take another Crusader, because I already have him one, and he's pretty good. We'll always take another Vestial.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And then one of my favorite characters, the Leper. We're going to grab a Leper.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
I'm going to take... I'm kind of torn here. Do I take a second Leper, or do I take the Crusader? Because when I take my parties out, I have to have 4 people. Well, I don't have to, but it's always a good idea to have 4. So I'm going to take another Leper. He's pretty good. Does he have any bads? Yeah, he does. God-fearing and slow draw. That's not so good. What about you? Obsessed with sainthood and obsessed with self-worship. He's not bad. Neither of these two are bad. I'm going to take the Leper, because I like the Leper.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
So, your guys' task. We have 6 members of our party that need naming. And one who is currently losing his mind because of all of the horrors he's seen. So, for the next video, I want you to name Dismas, Lizzie, Bernie, Villian, Messenage? I don't know. And the 2 lepers. There you go. That's your task. This has been Raynor. I will see you next time.